On to the muscles of the thorax, muscles of your chest. So the diaphragm produces inhalation when it contracts, exhalation when it relaxes. So the diaphragm, look in the lower left, it's a big dome-shaped muscle that sits right at the bottom of your rib cage. When it contracts, it pulls down. And the diaphragm is physically attached to your lungs via the central tendon. So the central tendon, remember, tendon, part of the muscle, grabs a hold of your lungs, and when the diaphragm contracts, it pulls your lungs downward. And what that does is it literally pulls air into your lungs. And then when the diaphragm relaxes, it returns to its original shape. Remember, muscles have extensibility and elasticity. Extensibility, they stretch. Elasticity, they snap back. So when it snaps back, it pushes air out of your lungs. What we call quiet respiration doesn't take any conscious thought, doesn't take any conscious contraction of muscles. Your phrenic nerve sends a signal to your diaphragm somewhere between 12 and 20 times per minute, and the diaphragm automatically contracts and then relaxes, and that automatically pulls air into and out of your body. And that's all you need to do. Thank goodness for your diaphragm. Remember to write it a thank you card on its birthday. Originates on the xiphoid process as well as some of the vertebrae in the ribs. Alright? So, and it inserts on the central tendon and aponeurosis of the diaphragm. Again, you can see in the lower right hand, all that white area there, that's the central tendon. Alright? So that's where it connects to the lungs. So muscles of the thorax, continuing, you have muscles called intercostal muscles. Where are you going to find those? Inter, between, costal, remember the root word rib. So where do you find the intercostals? In between the ribs, damn it. So what do? They elevate the ribs during inhalation, and during relaxation depresses the rib, depresses the ribs during exhalation. So these are involved in some more of what we call forced inspiration expiration. If you're trying especially hard, like to blow out candles on the birthday cake or to take a deep breath, then not only does your diaphragm do the work, but you start to engage other muscles as well. Intercostals are some. So there are external intercostals, and again, you don't have to know the exact origins insertions, it's the pandemic. The internal intercostals, so how do you tell the difference between them? So the external intercostals are closer to the surface of your body, and the internals are down underneath. Nothing could be easier than that. It's really so easy. Okay, muscles that move the abdominal wall. Rectus, abdominus. Remember the words here? Rectus means it follows the midline. Abdominus, it's in your abdomen. It's the muscle in your abdomen that follows the midline. It can't be named any easier than that. Flexes and rotates the lumbar region of the vertebral column, so bends your spine. You don't have to know origin insertion, so that's all right. Linea alba. So look on the diagram. See how there's a white line that runs right down the middle of rectus abdominis? That's called the linea alba. And what does linea alba mean in Latin? Linea means line, alba means white. It's the white line, damn it, the linea alba. And then, see how there are the cross lines? See the white lines going across horizontally? Those are called tendinous intersections or tendinous inscriptions. They're the bands that pass transversely across the rectus abdominis muscle, alright? So, rectus abdominis is such a huge muscle that having those tendinous inscriptions kind of divide it up into segments and help it work a little bit better. So, you know, this is what you hear people talking about their six-pack, alright? But look at the diagram on the left. Look from the top down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's not a six-pack, it's an 8-pack, alright? So, as much as Guinness Extra Stout is perhaps the finest beer ever made in Ireland, it's more like Lazy Mutt Farmhouse Ale. It's more like an 8-pack, not so much a 6-pack, alright? So, muscles that move the abdominal wall. There's Taylor Lautner. All right. Ooh, ladies. Ooh, Taylor Lautner. Look, see, it's an 8-pack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can see all of them with his umbilicus there in between 5 and 6 and between 7 and 8. And I don't know who that is, but women can have awesome 8-packs as well. She's in pretty damn good shape, looks like to me. No. That's a 6-pack that's not working well. And this is probably a very sad story. This is someone undoubtedly who has cirrhosis of the liver. I doubt very much he's still alive. It's too bad. If we were in the classroom, we have some organs, that actual preserved organs, and I normally will bring in a liver and show you. We have the liver of someone who died of cirrhosis of the liver. It's the size of a basketball, and I'm not kidding. That's not an exaggeration. His liver was the size of a basketball, and I think that's what you're seeing in that picture too. It's actually very sad. And there's your redneck six-pack right there. Didn't work out? That's all right. Just lean up against the wire fence, and it'll make all those tendinous inscriptions and that linea alba for you, all right? Oh, yeah. And there's my friend Reese. Reese was in my class in 1995, so that was 25 years ago. And Reese is a professional bodybuilder, and damn, let me tell you. And those pictures you're seeing right here, I don't remember exactly her age in these pictures, but she's over 40. I think she's 43. I think that's what it was. So, you know, Reese, she's one of those people who works out every day, and she, like, you know, weighs her broccoli. You know what I'm saying? This girl, you know, she has like a cheat day once a month. But other than that, this girl eats so well. And so look on the left-hand picture, can you see? You can see her tendinous inscriptions. You can see her linea alba. You can also see her external obliques there. That's part of what you're seeing. And that's Almira. She was in my class just a few years ago. She's another professional bodybuilder. She does only the bikini competition or whatever. She's not quite as sculpted. But you can still see, you can see her linea alba, and you can see at least one of her tendinous inscriptions. You can also see a little bit of her serratus anterior. See there on the side? There you can clearly see on her left side. See that serratus anterior? She's awesome. I'm still in touch with her. She and her sister are bourbon connoisseurs, and after the semester was over, they took me out for drinks. Her sister makes a ton of money, and we were having like $10 bourbon shots. I think we spent like $500 or $600 over the course of an evening, and they paid for it all. And I'm always willing to go if you'll pay for it all. And this is my former student and friend Sarah. Sarah's a belly dancer. And look at her abs right there. Let me tell you, that's really something. Those are some phenomenal abs. And you can see again her external oblique. There's Sarah again. This is down at Fronimo's. They do an annual show down there. So Sarah, very nice abs. Sarah always wears cool jewelry and stuff. There we are, posing together. She always does this shocker. She's so immature. So muscles that move the abdominal wall, continuing, transversus abdominis. It is the deepest of all of them. So look, see on the diagram on the left, way down underneath all the other abdominals is transversus abdominis, going all the way across your abdomen. You don't have to know origin insertion. External and internal abdominal obliques, so again, they run diagonally. And why is one called external and the other called internal? Because one's on top of the other. So the external is the outermost one. Right under that is the internal oblique, and then right under that is transversus abdominis, okay? So, see, that's the way it's all set up there, okay? You don't have to know origins insertions. They work with rectus abdominis to increase intra-abdominal pressure. So, there's a name for this. It's sometimes called the Valsalva maneuver. You can do it right now if you just compress your abdomen to make like a grunting sound, like... So, you know, people use that, women during childbirth. I mean, people when they're defecating, you tense up all those abdominal muscles. So all of those, the rectus abdominis, transversus abdominis, the internal and external obliques, those all work to increase pressure inside of your abdomen. And why would you ever want to do something like that? Well, coughing. So when you cough, the forcefulness of the cough, that comes, I mean, put your hand on your stomach, you know, well, not really your stomach, we know better now. Put your hand over your rectus abdominis and cough. Feel it tighten up? Yeah, that's because when it contracts along with your obliques, so you can put your hands over on the side, you feel the same thing. You can feel those obliques contract. Those are increasing your intra-abdominal pressure. That's what creates the forcefulness of the cough. Also sneezing, when you forcefully, there, look at all that coronavirus. Damn, that's why they want people to wear masks. Can you see? It's so simple. It's hard to believe some people have trouble with this. Anytime you cough or sneeze, that's what you're producing. Droplets everywhere, and they spread out in every direction. If you're wearing a mask, then they stay in the mask. Screaming, all right, that's intra-abdominal pressure. Belching or burping, vomiting. When you vomit, that's part of what generates the force, is all those muscles contracting. When you blow your nose, that's the abdominal muscles. Childbirth, there you go. Gotta get that little parasite out of there. So is that an awesome Halloween costume or what? I think that's hilarious. I love the pink band in the hair. That's just fantastic. And collective urination. You know how when you're peeing and like people are saying hurry up, and so you're like trying to pee faster? Yeah, those are that's intra-abdominal pressure. All right, those are your obliques and your rectus abdominis and your transversus abdominis. I was at a little college in Oklahoma a while back, years ago. Well, so let's see how long ago. Yeah, 20 to 30 years ago. But I was the sponsor of a girls' club. They asked me to be the sponsor. I did not ask them. They asked me to be the sponsor of their club. And they used to go like on bus trips and stuff. And there's only one bathroom. And you got a whole bunch of girls drinking beer. And they all have to pee at the same time. So literally the bus driver would pull over. Everybody would just pee alongside the bus. I stayed inside. I did not get out for that. And Everyone Poops. This is a really cool book if you've never seen it. It's a really, really cool book. It's a kid's book, but oh my gosh, is this a wonderful book. You should check it out. Read it sometime. It's about how humans and animals, everybody poops, explains what poop is for, and so on. It's a good book for kids. Takes, all the mystery out of it. So there you go.